Coming up next Saturday, March the 10th, there's a really great music festival that you want to take part in. It's called the Timber Roots Music Festival, and this is a big, big fundraiser for the Lula Lake Land Trust. Joining us this morning to talk about that, Mike Pollock and Adelaide Nauman. Hey, good morning to you both. You're Adelaide, correct?
I'm Adelaide.
Did I get your
Good
name right?
morning.
Pronunciation?
It's a tough one. You got
Nauman.
it. Nauman.
Right. Hey, first of all, good morning and thanks to you all for coming down here. Before we get to the particulars of the big musical festival, a lot of people may not be familiar with what or where the Lula Lake Land Trust is. Fill us in.
Sure. We are a nonprofit organization. We're located on Lookout Mountain. We are what we call our core preserve is located at 5000 Lula Lake Road. We're open to the general public right now on the first and last Saturdays of each month from 9 until 5 p.m.
What kind of acreage does the whole Lula Lake Land Trust encompass?
Well, the core preserve is right around 800 acres. But we have protected well over 7,000 acres.
Wow, 7,000 acres, going from, let's say, where to where? Can you give us a ballpark landmark on that?
Sure. Well, from the core preserve at Lula Lake to Cloudland Canyon State Park.
Well, that's certainly a beautiful stretch of country up there. It's just, I've hiked that a couple of times.
Oh, good.
It's a magnificent, magnificent place. And you guys are working pretty much around the entire calendar year trying to preserve, trying to protect, and trying to continue the natural beauty of that stretch of land.
Absolutely.
How did you come up with the idea of doing a music festival for this?
Well, we have a history of doing music festivals. We did one several years ago called the Barn Burner on the core property. But we were given an opportunity to do this at Songbirds, and it just was a great fit for us.
Which is probably the best place in town to do a music festival.
Absolutely. It's so, it's going to be amazing.
Jimmy and Mike
at
and the whole
Songbirds.
staff at Songbirds, absolutely incredible facility. So you got one you're putting together this year, and it's going to be a week from this coming Saturday on the 10th.
March 10th.
Tell us a little bit about some of the artists that are going to be there.
The artists that are going to be there for this event are the Allison Brown Quartet. And Allison Brown is one of the world's most foremost banjoists and bluegrass artists, and she's known around the world.
And I hate to, I'm not trying to sound sexist. Please believe, you know I'm not. But you don't normally associate a woman with being such an accomplished banjo player. Historically, that's kind of a guy thing.
Well, she has a very rich history, not only in the music industry, but she's also a Harvard-educated attorney. Right. And you know, this is her second career, really. But she's great, and she's the musical director for the whole show. And she and her husband, Gary West, have compiled a set of musicians that include Rob Ickes and Trey Hensley, who are a duo in their own right. They play mandolin and slide guitar and dobro and flat picking guitar.
If you had to classify what kind of music this is, how would you do it? Americana? Would you say more country or?
I would say the roots of it are bluegrass, but there's an element of country in there as well. And the last musicians are Sierra Hull and Justin Moses, and they're a married couple, but Justin has worked with Ricky Skaggs in the past, and Sierra was just here with a different set of musicians. She played at Songbirds 2 weeks ago, and it was a fabulous show. I had to go and preview it myself.
Well, sure, of course you do.
But it was amazing.
And it says so you're also going to have a couple of local folks, Roy Curry and John Bulware.
Yeah.
What kind of music do they do?
They are bluegrass as well.
Roy Curry is a 3-time national flat-picking champion. Right. And he's known throughout Chattanooga as literally the best guitarist in the city.
She's amazing.
There's a lot of talent here, musically speaking.
Yeah.
There is, and Roy is right at the top of that talent.
And the tickets that you have available, these are not just walk-in-the-door tickets, these are VIP admissions.
Everybody is VIP that purchases a ticket, and you can buy them on the website. It's lulalake.org. There's a link in the middle of the page that will take you right to
And exactly what does that ticket price get you?
It's a VIP ticket. It's blanket ticket, so it's all of the music. We have food from Lee Towery Catering.
Wow.
A full bar. And then we're also going to have an auction for Lula Lake experiences, like Garden and Gun style dinners at Lula Lake and other,
I don't know how much money you guys are expecting or hoping to raise out of this, but I hope it wildly surpasses your expectations. It's a wonderful cause and a wonderful tract of land. Thank you both so much for coming in. We'll continue to talk about this all of next week. You can find out more about the big musical benefit for the Lula Lake Land Trust. It's easy. You can go to their website and check it out, and you can get your tickets online there as well.
That's right.
All right, stick around. We have much more as we continue with the first day of March edition of Let's Chat.